Hey YouTube fam, welcome back to Average Guy DIY. I thought I'd put together a quick video on how to install siding properly, just because I was doing so much of it. Stay tuned and I hope you enjoy. So a few tools you'll need is a carpenter square, some vinyl snips, and a level and a hammer. You will also need some flat head shingle nails. As you can see, I've already started siding this wall, so I'm going to show you what I did to get started. It's important to know how the vinyl pieces interlock with each other. The corner caps are already installed and ready to go, leaving a nice space for the siding to slide into. It's important to note that you don't want the sliding jammed into these corners. You want to make sure they hang loosely. This is the vinyl starting strip that goes along the very bottom, allowing you to interlock the very first piece of vinyl. They come in 10-foot and 12-foot lengths. As seen, the vinyl easily slides into the starter strip. Now it's important not to make this extremely tight. You want to make sure it's in there loosely. Once the first piece is interlocked to the starting strip, you can now continue to interlock all the others. This continuation repeats itself. When hammering your nails, it is important not to hammer them all the way in. They need to be left slightly out for expansion and contraction of the vinyl under the heat. As seen, the vinyl is loosely fitted into the slot. It's important to hold the nail properly to protect your fingers. Also, once you get good at this, it's very effective for efficiency. This one's very important. Make sure you overlap the vinyl correctly so that when people look at the structure, they don't see the lines in the vinyl. And I'll explain that further on the next slide. Once the vinyl is in place, just wiggle it back and forth. Make sure it has a little bit of play. So like I said previously, if you look at this angle, you can see the separation lines in the vinyl. But if you look at it from the angle that it will be viewed most often, you shouldn't see any separation lines. Now, when you're installing these vinyl panels, it never hurts to check the level continually just to make sure that you're staying on track. It's so important to note that these panels need to be loosely fitted so that if any water gets in behind them, it drains through the release holes at the bottom. If the vinyl panel is off, you can slightly pull it up to adjust it as best as you can. Again, make sure it is not tightly pulled against the other panel. You can nail them 2, 3, or even 4 holes apart, depending on what you're comfortable with. When measuring the length of a panel, make sure to measure the inside of the channel to the top of the panel, adjusting it by about 1/4 of an inch on each end to make sure it's loosely fitted. If the panel is measured correctly, it should fit very comfortably. You should not have to force the panel in place. Again, if the panel is a little off, you can push it up and then let it drop slightly. It never hurts to pull out the old level to make sure you're close to center. And that's it. You repeat this process until the wall is fully complete. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.